Hey church family, Kyle Hubbard here with Testimony Tuesday for the week of December 6th. First testimony is a really fun one. It's from Kathleen, a member here at our church in prayer room. One of her horses on her land had a really infected, swollen eye about 2 weeks ago. The horse's eye was actually completely swollen shut. It was so infected. Kathleen had heard about a testimony of a lady who was supernaturally healed within 2 minutes of having an eye completely infected and swollen up. And within 2 minutes it had opened up and was healed. Kathleen heard this testimony and took it for her horse and had my dad pray with her for her horse's eye to be healed. An hour after the prayer, the horse's eye had opened up and the infection had drained out of the horse's eye. And by the next morning, the infection was completely healed and the horse was 100% better by the next morning. And so this even freed up Kathleen to go to her family's place for Thanksgiving. She was probably going to have to stay home with the horse if it wasn't healed. And so it freed her up to spend time with her family, which was glorious on Thanksgiving as well. And she got to share the testimony of God's healing power at that Thanksgiving event. Second testimony is from an anonymous person. They have been out of work for a month and have been obviously concerned about the lack of income coming in. And at church on Sunday, they wrote down a prayer request for this very need, had it in their hand, handed it off to someone to pray for. As they handed off the prayer request, they went back to their seat and found $300 in cash sitting on their Bible. They don't know who or where it came from. So it could have come from a person or an angel dropped it out of the sky. But either way, God immediately answered this person's financial need with cash on hand and as a sign of God's goodness that He will provide even if we're out of work for a month. Third testimony is from Mari Cornelius. Mari was at her boot camp workout, which she goes to 3 times a week. She was running with her friend as part of the boot camp workout, and they were catching up on life. This friend of Mari shared how her son has been undergoing a really hard time, has been having a hard time get up in the morning, kind of wakes up mad at the world, super angry, and has even been suicidal and has stopped on his schoolwork. This person is a teenager, a teenage boy. And so Mari just stopped right there and said, let's pray for it. So she prayed God's peace, His healing over this young boy. It was a really short prayer, but just prayed God's delivering and healing power over this home and specifically this boy. And then they went back to their workout. Mari caught up with her friend a short time later, a number of days later, and asked how everything was going. And the friend said, everything is great, and realized that ever since Mari prayed on that day, there was a massive turnaround. And it sounds like the young boy's demeanor, it's like he's back to himself again. So this is the healing power of Jesus, and also an encouragement for believers to, wherever they're at, whether they're working out at the grocery store, going about their day, to always be on for God to use them and pray through them and change circumstances for God's glory.